Welcome to Rick's Life as I See It on this Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So, it's good to see you. I don't have anybody in the panel yet. I don't have anybody in the chat yet, unless they're lurking. So, right now, I am just talking to myself, which is not unusual. I have a bad habit of doing that. So, yes. So, where to start? Hey, Jacob. How's it going? You're the first one here, by the way. I don't even have a panelist right at the moment, except for myself. I was just rambling on talking to myself here. So anyway, I resent the first. Anyway, you've got 2 swag packs coming. I don't know if you ever got the other one, but I replaced it. And so you should have 2 coming sometime this week. So I just wanted to let you know. I mailed them out. When was it? What's today? Wednesday. I mailed them out yesterday. So you should have them all coming to you this week. If the mail's working for you, I tell you, it's mail around here lately has been absolutely atrocious. You know, it took 2 weeks to get a letter from, I was waiting for something from Connecticut. And it took 2 weeks for it to arrive here. You know, really terrible. Hey, Chris from the 740. Good to see you. It's all right. I'm just waiting for a few more people to. Yeah, they must know who you are, Jacob. When they see your name on the envelope, because I address it Jacob S. They must say this guy's important. You don't even need to use his last name, just Jacob. So, yeah. So I'm just waiting. Anyway, I wasn't here last week because of the family things they keep doing on Wednesday. You know, and I do apologize. They give it to me short notice. Like they're calling me up on Tuesday night and go, "Oh, can you make it over? We need you here tomorrow. You know, can you do it and stuff?" And you know, I'm sort of, oh yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. No, things are going good. It's just that, you know, it's what it is. Everybody's getting older. You know, put it this way: touch wood, my head, I guess. That you know, I mean, there's been no sort of like nobody's passed away that I know of, but it's just you know, people getting sicker, you know, and that kind of stuff. And plus, it's you know, they feel kind of some of them feel kind of bad because they all talked me into moving here. What was it, 6 years ago? And you know, you'll be able to see us. We're getting together all the time and everything else. And I hardly ever see them. I've seen them more in this last few months since they've been doing this get together on Wednesday type thing every now and then than I have in the whole 6 years I've been there. You know, but no, everything's fine. It's just that I don't. That's why I mean it's one of my topics. I put a poll out on my YouTube page thingy asking should I change the day of my day of this show or should I keep it the same or change it to, you know, I think I put Tuesday or what was it? Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. One of those. And actually, I think right now, I think it sits at 50% for keeping it the same and 50% for Friday. So that's where we're at on that. I mean, as I said, I prefer to keep it as this. But, it's if they're going to keep doing this thing on Wednesdays, if you guys don't mind me disappearing every now and then, that's fine. If not, I will change the day if it makes it easier for everybody. So that's what I was going on about. When did Gary switch to Monday? I can't try to remember what day he used to have or what time he was, So I haven't been. I'll be honest with you. I've been bad. I haven't really visited any other podcasts lately. On that side of things, I've been letting that slide. I'm kind of bad for that, so I need to get back into doing that too. So, oh yeah, he was Friday 8 p.m. That's right. I know. Yeah, I could do it. I mean, I'll put the poll back out there again and see if anybody else, see if any more people respond to it. Then we'll go from there. Anyway, there's the. I was hoping to see my good buddy New York Outcast here, but he must be busy working. When it gets summertime, it's harder for him to get here on time because he works, because he's self-employed. So the more daylight hours he's got to work in, the more money he earns, So I mean, I understand that. So there we go. I mean, that's well, I wasn't going to talk about much really. I was just I was going to mention that I mentioned this before that I joined that company Ammo Squared, where you can pay so much a month, you choose how much and go towards ammo, and I mean, really, when you get to $250, they're shipping for free. Now, what I like about it though is there was some months that you think you can't afford that monthly payment. As long as you get it in there, it's like the day or so before the due date, and say pass on this one, you can pass on it, and you're not set to any limit to how many times you can do that in a year or anything. So, but where I was going with this is, if I'm correct, I have to double check, but I think I will be over the $250 mark next month. So I'll be able to get. I mean, what I did was I bought. I originally bought. I worked it out where I think I bought two. When I got because what you do is when you do it, they sell it to you per bullet. So say you want to spend, so whatever you're going to pay, you can divide that up into whatever you want. If you just want 2% to go to all these different things to equal 100, that's what you get. And I originally got, I think I got 2 boxes. I got 40 rounds of 380 self-defense ammo. I've got 1 box of self-defense 357, which is 20 rounds. Then what I did was I changed everything else. I canceled everything else and put everything else onto 308 practice ammo, i.e., because I need brass for the new gun. So I changed it on that. So I think I've got over 100 rounds already of 308. practice rounds to come out, and so I'll get another. I have to work it out in my head, but I get quite a few on the next one too. Then I'll just say ship it to me. Then they'll ship all that to me, and you just start again. I mean, it's a good way to get ammo if you want to, spread it over time. And it's I mean, I only do about. I mean, I do $25 a month is all I do. You can do even less than that if you want. And I do $25 a month. So I've got it mainly if we ever land in another shortage like we did last time. At least because once you've got the ammo, it sits there until you take it, and it's not a matter of I mean, you can leave it there as long as you want. If you don't want to, if you want to let it build up and up and up, then have it shipped to you. Like when you got 1,000 rounds of everything, you could do that too. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea. I mean, are the prices good? Hey, it's subjective what you're willing to pay, I guess. I think if I remember correctly, but the price will. It's like the prices of the bullets fluctuate with the market. So it can work in a disadvantage. Say you decided you want the whole $25 to go to 308 ammo, and say they're charging I can't remember what the price, but for argument's sake, say they're saying they're $1.30 a round, for argument's sake. So all $25 goes towards that. So at $1.30, you're only going to get about 17, 18 rounds, right? Which is great. So you're $25. So the following month, you pay another $25, right? But say the price of 308s have gone down to $1. So you've lost 30 cents a round, but you'll get more rounds this time. They've gone down to $1 and you got $25. I'll get 25 rounds instead of only 17. It fluctuates like that. I mean, really, I equivalent it to like buying gasoline for my truck. I mean, I filled my truck up this week and it cost me $80 to fill the tank up, for argument's sake. Right? But the price of gas goes down next week. I've only got half a tank left, so I fill up. The price of that gas that's in the tank's gone down to match. You know what I'm saying? It's all swings and roundabouts as far as I'm concerned. And anyway, it's all right. My phone's ringing. I got it on mute, but I forgot to mute my phone. I mean, my watch. So I do apologize for that. I know exactly who it is. Let me just give him a message. Doing my show. So leave me alone. So there we go. Sorry. Gunsnob's joined us. How you doing? And yeah. So that was just a insight to what I do for ammo. But I'm going for the 308s because basically I want the brass, for I can start for I can reload more. Because right now, where is it? My box of 20, I've reloaded these 3 times now. I go down there and just shoot 20 rounds and reload them and shoot them again. I want to shoot more than that. I could go to the gun store and buy some 308s, but You know, I'm in no rush. I mean, because what I'm going to practice on, really, now that the weather's changing, is getting warmer. Oh, Jake, how much is shipping before $250? I really don't know. I never really looked. To be quite honest with you, it's something I should check into it. I just thought it said free at $250. I said that'll work. That's what all I was thinking. But I'll look into it on there. I never really looked. I think it's going to be. I really don't know. I don't want to say something that I don't know. So yeah. Why I've never looked, I don't know. I just haven't. I just saw the free at $250 ship free. I thought, well, that would give me a few boxes of ammo. Ship them all at once would work. Is the way I looked at it. But anyway, it's called Ammo Squared. If you're interested to look up the website. Yeah, they're based out of Utah, I believe. Husband and wife team, basically. And I mean, there's some good. I said I like the way they do it. The one downside is you can't specify brands. If you want 308 defense ammo, whatever they had on hand at the time, that's what gets thrown into your box or your shelf or whatever you got. However they keep it separated, who got what, because when they just buy ammo, I guess, in bulk from suppliers, and whatever I guess is the best deal to them, is what you get. But it is all manufactured. If it's defense ammo, that is truly what it is. It will, it will be the main brand, Federal, Hornady, of course, my brain's gone dead now on other defense mag, but it's top of the line ammo they use. But you can't say I want all my defense ammo to be all Hornady brand. That's the one downside to it. If you think that's a downside, I personally don't. Right now, I mean, I haven't fired every home defense ammo in my 380 that I carry. So I mean, what I have shot in it, it's shot it all with no issues. I haven't come across one it doesn't like yet. I'm not saying there ain't an ammo out there that it might do that to, but I don't know. And just, I guess that's yeah. I've never had. I mean, if I have an issue with an ammo, I mean, I don't know. You can't send it back. It's just I'll either sell it to somebody or give it to somebody who can use that ammo, or I just use it as practice ammo. If it's not going to fire flawlessly from the get-go, I'll just use it for practice. So if one does, one doesn't fire or whatever, or gives me a double feed or whatever while I'm practicing, it's not so bad as having that happen to you if you need it, So, but the way the way firearms are made, I personally feel in the last 20 years, but I've only been buying into firearms, 2016, I think, is when I bought my very first firearm, handgun, so it hasn't been that long. What's that, 8 years, 9 years? It should be not even that long, but I haven't, the only firearm that I've had trouble with them feeding. And it's not even a new gun. It's that old P64 that I bought for, what was it, $225 or something like that. You know, the one that's it was built in 1975. The Polish people said it was their own design, but you put James Bond's gun next to it. What was it, the PPQ or the PPK? Can't remember which one he had. It looks identical to it, but they said that's their own design. But you got to remember, it was Soviets back in those days. So that's the only one I've had trouble. And it takes that oddball 9x18, ammo. And I had a couple of oddball boxes. It fired one box fine, the other box, it would double feed on me sometimes. But any other gun I've bought, any brand new gun that I have bought, I've never had any trouble with it. That's a lie. The only one I had trouble with is, where is it? Is MagTech Cowboy Action 45 Colt. And in my actual single action Uberti that I bought with the 7.5-inch barrel, these would I thought it was the ammo, I thought it was the gun, because it has really tight tolerances, but I realized this ammo, whether it's a bad batch or not, is when you put the bullet fits in there, no problem. But when you fire it, I can't think of the word for it. Because of the recoil, the repercussion, whatever you want to call it, the bullets on some of these moved forward just a fraction of an inch, enough that it stopped the cylinder from turning. That's the only trouble I had with them. I mean, once I finally got them all shot and figured out and resized the brass and reloaded my own 45 Colt, I haven't had an issue with it. So there we go. But where I was going with this is most guns today can fire nearly all. I'm not saying because I just had trouble, can nearly fire most ammunition that's out there. That's in my experience, but as I told you, I don't have a lot of experience. So there we go. Yeah. I don't know where my buddy is, New York Outcast, today, but you just got to listen to me, guys, I'm afraid. If you guys want to go off to another show, just let me know and I can always close her down in case I'm boring you. It's all right. I'm drinking hot tea. Yeah, that's the Englishman in me. I do love a hot cup of tea, just like the Brits do. I was raised on it. I guess that's why. I like iced tea as well, mind you. But a nice hot cup of tea does wonders. Oh, Jacob said, "You're not bored us." Thank you. So I got caught out again today. My buddy, I was down his garage sitting around BSing, and he has the snack box, and I grabbed a bag of, he didn't have much choice. He had peanut butter crackers, a bag of hot flavored peanuts or a bag of Cheez-Its, and so I took the Cheez-Its, and he said, I thought you said cheese was a breakfast item. uh, and he said, I didn't think you ate cheese for breakfast. I thought it was funny anyway. So, yeah. So, but where I was going with this, my original part of my story here was now the weather's getting warmer. I'm going to do a lot of practicing with my 380, my carry gun, because I've neglected it over the winter. The few times I went down to shoot, I would either shoot my 308 or one of my other guns, and I wouldn't shoot my carry gun, and I did shoot it last time I was down there and shot the 308. I did shoot my carry gun, and I was embarrassed, because normally, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but normally with a handgun, I'm a pretty good shot. And what they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. I only shot maybe 20 rounds with the 380. I really didn't bring a lot of ammo with me for it. I had to scrounge around in my truck to find some, and it was pretty abysmal, And when I used to practice, when I learned to shoot, I even had lessons on how. That's how much little I knew about firearms. I even had a firearm instructor, private lessons to learn how to shoot. So I got pretty good. And of course, if you guys remember, I was living in Rhode Island, and to get a permit to carry in Rhode Island, you had to be able to hit the target out of 30 rounds. You had to hit it 25 times in the 10-inch circle at 25 yards. Right? Now, you say, well, that's easy. It's not as easy as you think, but so I always practice shooting at 25 yards. So I got pretty good at shooting. And the closer it came, the easier it was for me to hit my target. But what I'm saying is I've neglected it this winter. And it shows. It shows. I feel if God forbid that I ever had to pull my firearm to defend myself, he better be mighty close, because I couldn't trust myself of hitting the target. And to me, that is terrible. That's disgusting, to be honest with you. So that's why I said, now the weather's changing into shooting, I'm going to be shooting the old 380 till I get back to what I used to be like. I got plenty of 380 ammo that I reloaded myself. I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds, and I got the bullets and everything I need here to reload more. So I'm good to go on that score. I'll start shooting the other stuff once I feel that I'm proficient back the 380. That's I don't know. It's scary ain't the right word, but it's a horrible feeling to realize that, you can't shoot as good as you thought you could. Normally what's happened in the past is I might go a month and a half without shooting a 380. I'll pull it out and start shooting maybe the first magazine. I might go 50-50 on hitting my target. But as the more I shot, it came back to me, and I could start hitting them like I used to. But I said this last time, I said it's been months since I pulled out the 380 to shoot it. And I'm embarrassed to say I missed more than I hit. And it just didn't sit well with me. You know? So that's on my agenda, and hopefully I'm either going to go shooting at my friend. I'll be there tomorrow or Friday anyway. I'm either going to shoot tomorrow or Friday. The 0380 the start of and I'm going to shoot at least once a week, if not more. You know, and to get back to the way I used to be. So I mean, also when I was living in Rhode Island, I shot nearly every day, Monday through Friday. You know, I was at the gun club I was a member of. I was I shoot at my friend's house, or I haven't shot down the conservation club for a couple of years now, but I'm still a member. It's only $10 a year. What was I saying? I would never, even in Rhode Island, even here, I don't even go. My friend where I shoot at, I don't go down his house very rarely on the weekends. And if I did, I wouldn't go shooting because his wife's home. She works Monday to Friday. She's home the weekend. She don't want to hear, guns going off and all that kind of stuff all morning. Also, the conservation club down here, a lot of people use it over the weekends because it's got a pavilion out there with picnic tables, barbecue. It's got it's a small lake to go fishing at, and people when I go down there to shoot during the week, there ain't a soul anywhere. It's empty. I have to unlock the gate to get in, right? And I have the place all to myself. But there's people down there the weekend. I'm retired or disabled, however you want to look at it, right? I got all the time in the world, so I'll shoot Monday to Friday and let the people who got jobs have the weekends. I am a nice guy when you come to think about it, really. Yeah, so I mean that's the way I've always been. I used to do that in Rhode Island too. Monday to Friday, the gun club. It was an outdoor club. It was very sparsely used during the week. Evenings and weekends, it used to be packed, but normally during the week, hardly a soul down there. So I got into this habit of just, not shooting on weekends. So there we go. But I just found out today where another reason why I might change it sounds like I'm going off on a tangent here, but I'll circle back as though what's her name used to say when she was speaker, for the president. What was her name? Saki or whatever her name was. I'll circle back to that. Also about changing the day of my show is the community club, not here in Snellville where I live, but in Celestine, which is the next town over, which is about 4.5 miles away from here. It's like this town here. It's got a gas. We don't even have a gas station. All we got here is a fire station and a mill. They got the Dollar General and a gas station. Oh, and they've got not meat plant. They got a butcher shop down there where if you raise your own animals, cows, pigs, sheep, or whatever, that you can have them slaughtered and cut up there. That's what that place is down there. That's all it's got in Celestine. But at their community center, I'm getting there, guys. I know I'm going around the bushes. I'm getting there. But starting, I think it's not until August they start. August through November. They do a shooting. They do a shooting match every Wednesday evening. And I was thinking, oh, that might be interesting to go to. See if I can see how good I do against the locals here. So it was something I was thinking of because I've never really done any shooting like that against people I don't know. So I don't know if I might give it a try, but then again, I might not. Here I am. See, I'm waffling on here, talking to a microphone and a camera, and looking at the screen here, and you can't shut me up. But if there were live people out here, I have a hard time in talking, believe it or not. I really do. And, so there you go. That's me. I don't know what else to, damn. So, circling. So that's what I was circling back to about where we're changing the night. I could go shooting on Wednesdays. If I didn't have a family thing, I could go down there shooting and have my show on, say, Friday nights. But anyway, I said I'll do another poll and see what people think. I mean, I'm quite happy to keep it Wednesdays, too. I mean, I've been doing Wednesday night, except for that little 6-month break I took. I mean, I've been doing Wednesday nights for years. Well, I mean, I think I started this in 2017. I think it was 2017 I started podcasting, I think. I can't remember now. But I've been doing it a while. And I wouldn't call it podcasting. I just sit here and talk like I'm talking now. That's why I'm not very big. People, I'm an acquired taste. But if you guys got anything you want to talk about, type it in the chat there. And, we can go on to that topic. Or I can talk about it best I know how. But I tell you, I was just thinking about this. I'm back to I'm going all over the place, but back to my things I need, firearms I want to buy. The suppressor, Stu, I think it's dropped a little. I think the lever action 410 shotgun is just nudged its way just barely back to the top of my list. Between that and a silencer or a suppressor, whatever you wish to call it, is a very, very close second. Or tied for first. No, but I think the shotgun's just got a fraction more, a bit of a lead if I'm going to get one. But then again, I got to take in the price of 410 shotgun shells, How much that going to cost? I mean, because you need a totally different press to reload shotgun shells. It's not a matter of buying 410 things here and doing them on here. It don't work that way from what I can understand. So, and am I going to shoot enough to bother to invest in shotgun setup to reload? I mean, yeah, I have a 12 gauge shotgun, and I'd be honest with you, I think I've mentioned it before. I ain't shot it since I moved here. And I moved here, when was it? 2000, I think it was October 2018 I moved here, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Jacob said 410 is at least $15 a box for birdshot, 25 rounds at Rural King. Yeah, see, I mean, yeah, $15 a box, Doesn't sound a lot, but you buy 2 boxes, that's $30 plus tax, But would I shoot 50 rounds? Because normally what I'll do is I'll take 2 or 3 guns when I go shooting, and I will practice on more on one more than the rest of them. You know, normally, as I said, until I get proficient with my 380 again, I ain't going to be shooting anything else right now anyway. But once I do, I will more than likely, like if I take my 357 Magnum down there and my 380, say my 308, I would shoot those, but not as much as I would the 357. I would concentrate more on one than the rest of them. Jacob said 12 gauge is like $10 a box too. So yeah, I know. I mean, it's but I don't. As I said, I haven't shot the 12 gauge since 2018 before I moved here. So, but I did pull it out the other day to look at it and wipe it down and stuff. And actually, I got to pull it out again. I noticed it's looked like it's getting a bit dry. So I'm going to have to break it down and clean it and oil it again. I do that with the guns I don't shoot a lot. I'll sit here and clean them when I'm watching YouTube videos, while I'm sitting here and just put them back in there just to keep them in good condition. Plus, I have that, what do you call it? That decontestant or whatever you call it, those little beads in a little sort of like bag. I got those all over the place, up in the shelf, in and around, all in there to soak up any moisture that might be present in the room. What model is it? What, my shotgun? Oh, my shotgun, it's nothing fancy. Cheapest shotgun out there. It's a Maverick 88. Pump action, 18-inch barrel. It's but I tell you what, that thing hasn't let me down. When I used to shoot it, it never let me down. It worked every time. So it's just a cheap version of the Mossberg 500, ain't it? Isn't that what it's called, the Mossberg 500? Because you can actually interchange certain parts on those guns. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's nothing special. It's, And actually, the only reason I bought the Maverick 88 on a recommendation, believe it or not, I'm thinking who it was. Oh, never enough ammo. In my early days of watching gun videos and channels, back in the day, he used to do a hell of a lot more gun videos on guns and stuff, reviews and shit like that. And he happened to do one on the Maverick 88. And I thought, damn. And he showed, how he took, I can't remember what part he interchanged from a Mossberg onto the Maverick. And it worked. And I thought, well, that's you can get a Mossberg at a lower price. I think that Maverick cost me, I think it was $215 or something like that. And I believe it or not, I bought that off of Bud's Guns. Had it shipped to the FFL up in Rhode Island there. So, yeah, and I've never had any trouble with it whatsoever. And I've got, hell, I bought a case of cheap-ass birdshot to shoot for practice and stuff. And I still have half a case around here somewhere, because I said I don't shoot it anymore. So, then the only reason I don't shoot it is because of the recoil on my shoulder with my arthritis and stuff. I mean, I can shoot it, and I know, like when I shoot handguns and the arthritis, it normally flares up in the evening in my wrists after shooting. But I got bad shoulders as it is, and now the strange thing is the AR and the 308 there, the recoil was so it doesn't even notice on my shoulder that I'm shooting it. Those don't bother me in the slightest to shoot. Maybe I'm more scared what I think that 12 gauge is going to do to me than what it actually is going to do. If that makes sense. And maybe I should just go take it out there before I said it needs cleaning. Maybe I ought to take it out there and just shoot, I think it holds 5 rounds, I think. I might just shoot 5 rounds, fill it up and shoot those and see how it feels. Then it gives me a reason to clean it, won't it, if I shoot it? So, and then, face that fear, perceived fear, And I said the fear might not even be there. I might be, fearing something that's not real. So, yeah, that give me something to think on. Maybe do that. I was trying to think. The only gun that I haven't shot, besides the 12 gauge, the only other gun I haven't shot since I've been here is that P64, that Polish gun. And the only reason I haven't shot it, it's not that I don't mind shooting it, and it's laziness on my part. It gives me, holding it gives me slide bite. It literally makes my all red and sore right here where the slide keeps coming back. Now they do this where I said it's lazy on my part. I found it years ago, but I never bought one. They make an actual grip, a grip for it that has a longer beaver tail, which would stop that slide bite. And I just never purchased it. And I actually, talking about it, I checked a couple of weeks ago, and that company that made them stew around, and they still sell them. So I just need to get off my fat ass basically and order one, the grip for it, if I can start shooting it again. Because it's a nice little gun. It's, I kind of like it. But that's the only other gun I haven't shot since I've been here. Now, the rest of them I don't shoot often, but I shoot them, And as you remember, I sold 2 of my firearms to help purchase stuff for the 308. I sold my Taurus 66, which was a 38 special. 5-shot revolver. I sold that, and I sold my my Beretta 92. I had the Italian police trade-in one. Mine was immaculate. I don't think it was ever fired. The only thing wrong with it is the plastic grip had a scratch down one of them. And that was the only thing wrong with it. But as I told you guys, I got $1 more for that gun than I actually paid for it. So I was ahead of the game. But I sold those 2, and the money went towards parts for that 308. So, so really I'm only one firearm down to where I was, because I said I got the 308 now to replace the 2 I sold, so I'm -1. So, I mean, those 2 firearms I hadn't shot either since I've been here. So, you know, it's a shame that I sold. I mean, in some ways I regret selling them because I bought them because I wanted them at the time, you know, and it's part of my collection. Is that the word I'm looking for? But see, the 3.8, but the 38 special that I bought from Taurus, that's see, I bought that. That was the second gun I ever purchased, and I wouldn't ask. As I told you, there was people standing here looking at me. I wouldn't be doing a lot of talking, because I get nervous that way. So I wouldn't ask anybody for advice. See, if I had, I would have bought a 357, which will shoot 38 specials. That would only shoot 38 specials. So in a way, it was a bad purchase. So selling it didn't. It bothered me because it was part of my collection, but it didn't bother me because I made a mistake buying it anyway. If that makes sense. Jay, did you get more or less than $700 for that Beretta? Well, I only paid I said I got $1 more. I only paid $299 for it as a trade-in. Well, I didn't trade in, but back Bud's Guns were selling them. They had a whole bunch of them, and they were selling them for $299. And that's when I bought it years ago. And I said and I sold it at the gun store. My local gun store. Well, I call it my local. It's about 20 miles from here, called Dave's Gun Shop. And he gave me $300 for it. So I wasn't expecting that much. But when he said $300, I said, done. Let's do the paperwork. I said, I mean, I was happy. I bought the lower. No, yeah, I bought the lower for the 308 with that, and I bought the lower and the parts kit for the lower with all that. So I was happy. He was happy, and actually, I've been in there since, and he actually had it in his gun case, in his used gun section. I said he gave me $300 for it. He had it marked up at $499. I think. I know it was mine because it still had that scratch on the grip. So, yeah, it was a 9mm. Yeah. The only difference between that one is it had fixed sights on it. It was a police issue for Italy. It had fixed sights on it, and the mag release was down the bottom of the grip, like a lot of people European guns have. It was down the bottom. It was kind of weird to, it wasn't matter pressing a button on the side. You had to, literally. I couldn't do it one-handed. I had to use the other hand to release it. But yeah, it was 15 rounds, 9mm. It shot good too when I did shoot it. But I said I ain't shot it since I've been there. And the reason I'd be honest with you, the reason I ain't shot it since I've been here. No, that's a lie. I can't say that. I had 15 rounds in the magazine when I had it kept in the gun cabinet there. And that was the only 9mm I had for it, were the 15 in the magazine. And when I sold it, I pumped those out and I gave them to my friend because he carries 9mm. I said it's the only 9mm gun I had. You know, so I've never been a big 9mm guy. You would think I would be because I shoot a 380. You know, and that's another thing. It's almost quitting time. That's another thing I'm thinking about doing. I said I want to get proficient back with my 380, but I mean that's the Smith and Wesson EZ 380. I mean it's easy to rack, but they make one of those in 9mm now. Well, they have done for a few years now, I believe. And I was thinking maybe go up to the 9mm in that. I might have a look at one next time I'm in the gun store and see if it racks as easy as my 380 does. You know? So, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I might upgrade. But see, my 380, though, I like it because I call it my pimp gun because it has the gold barrel trigger and what you call it? Yeah, the barrel gold cut plate. It's not real gold, the gold color. The barrel and the trigger have gold, so it's gold accents on it. I think it looks kind of cool. It's their Smith and Wesson Performance Center EZ 380. So I think I paid an extra. I think they charged. I can't remember how much extra a Performance Center gun was than the regular one, but I liked it, so I went and got it. So there we go. Yeah. Oh hell, it's 7:57. So I have waffled away the whole hour here. Man, god damn, I can talk. Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to say before I sign off that the quizzes still going. We still got. I gave the answer out the week before because I didn't. Last week I said I wasn't here because of family obligations, but the next drawing will be on the 7th of April. That's the first Wednesday of the month, not April, May. The 7th of May is the first Wednesday of that month. So that's when the drawing will be. So you still got 1, 2, 3 weeks to submit your answer. And the question was, or is, and that's right, it was a real easy one. And I use Google for my answers. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But the real easy question, all I wanted to know, who was, I don't know if I said this last time, but I'm going to make it even easier. Who was the only unmarried president of the United States? Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get your thing in here by the 7th and you'll be in for the drawing. So that's the question. So there you go. Boom, boom. Is that it? I think that's it. It's 8 o'clock. So it's time to wind this baby down. And look at that. If you see New York Outcast in your out and abouts in the next day or two, tell him I managed quite well without him. But doesn't mean I don't want him to come. I like his company. So, but I can survive by myself. I don't like it, but I can do it. I like to have somebody to bounce stuff off of and fill the gaps when I feel that moment when I feel I ain't got nothing to say. That person can step in and cover it. You just sent me the answer. Okay, Jacob. I'm glad you entered. Yeah, you're one of my staunch supporters of the quiz. So I really do appreciate it. So let's have a look. See what we got. Yeah, your answer is correct, as nearly everyone you get send in is. So but you have to wait 3 weeks till I do the drawing. And I did have one or two other people enter last week. So I'm hoping I'll get more for more people go. That's why I tried to make the question so easy. Maybe people will just take a minute and enter it. I don't mind doing the quiz, but it's I do the swag pack patches and stickers, and I mail them to you. So can't be better than that. I might get them out a bit late, but you do get them eventually. Anyway, with that, I'm going to wind it up because it's gone 8:00 now. I want to say thank you for everybody for stopping by and listening to me waffle on for a whole hour, which I really did this time. But if you got any questions or topics you want me to bring up, just email me with them, and I will take care of it. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody, and see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.